Thank you, Tony. An update now on a story we first brought to you earlier this month. Members of Cranston City Council introducing legislation tonight aimed at regulating facilities where convicted sex offenders live.
The council also taking up the issue of addressing the growing numbers of sex offenders currently housed at the city's Harrington Hall. Eyewitness News reporter Perry Russum was at tonight's meeting, and he joins us now with more details on the proposed legislation, live with the West Bay Mobile Newsroom.
The resolution passed tonight is asking the General Assembly to create a law that would limit the number of sex offenders at a shelter here in Cranston.
I now call this
Cranston City Council wants to cap the number of sex offenders that go to this homeless shelter, Harrington Hall. It's the only shelter in Rhode Island that takes in sex offenders.
Many of the sex offenders end up there.
Councilman Michael Favecchio says there's been an unwritten agreement to have no more than 5 to 7 sex offenders at the shelter at one time.
From what we've been told, that number has really blossomed into sometimes up to 20 to 30.
He credits the surge in numbers to a new law that was implemented this fall. It doesn't allow level 3 sex offenders to live within 1,000 feet of a school. The law has since been placed on hold after a lawsuit was filed by the ACLU.
This change in the law has actually had the flip side, as it's created more of a problem rather than less at this point.
Advocates say the sex offenders weren't given enough time to find stable housing, forcing them to go to the shelters.
You simply do not take the chance of clustering sex offenders and the consequences that come with that. But we are in Rhode Island.
The resolution also wants to monitor the homeless sex offenders by getting lists of who they are when they check into the shelters.
There's no requirement that they identify themselves as a sex offender. So the people that are admitting them to that facility have no idea, who they are.
And the resolution is purely the City Council asking the General Assembly to make the law. The General Assembly will have to act for the change to be made. Live in Cranston with the Mobile Newsroom, Perry Russum, Eyewitness News.